again, Professor Griffin, Python Crash Course, Lesson 10, Lists, Part 2. So we've already talked about the basics of a list. It's kind of like an array, but when I said Python lets you do so much more with it, it does. But let's start with the super basics, like just accessing a single element in the list. So list sub 0 gives us a 10. What's cool though is I can use negative indexing, and what this does is it says, hey, go backwards one index. When it does, it goes backwards -1 but wraps around, and so list sub -1 gives us the last element on the list. Likewise, I could do something, I could increase that or decrease that value and get the second to the last item in the list as well. Alright, so that's pretty interesting. Actual slicing is when you use this colon operator in your subscript for your list. You can say, here's the start of my slice that I want, and here's the end of my slice. So if I used a value like 1 to 3, it would start at the first element and count up to but not including the third element, and it would give us 20 and 30. So start at the first, 0, 1, 2, there's a third element but not including, so we got the 20 and 30 out of this list. If I leave the start number open or empty and just have a colon, what that does is Python assumes you want the entire beginning of the list. So everything up to but not including the third element. So we get 0, 1, 2 but not the third. 10, 20, 30. Same thing if we put the colon at the end slice. So we start at the third element. This is really the third element though, and up to the end of the list. So we'll get 40 and 50 from our big list. I should be printing the entire list up here. So original list, then we start at the third element, 0, 1, 2, 3, and then 0, 1, 2, 3, and then the end of the list. This is interesting. Guesses? Everything but, so we end at, well, not the last element. So start at the beginning of the list, go up to the end of the list -1, so we come back 1, and so we got that part of the list. Okay, Python also lets you slice the list with a start, an end, and a step. So what you can do here is I can say print list. So start at the beginning of the list, go to the end of the list, but step by 2. And so we go to the beginning of the list, and we're going to go to the end of the list, but we're going to step by 2. So we go 10, 30, 50. What about this one? Start at the beginning of the list, go to the end of the list, and step by -1. Alright, what's going to happen? It goes backwards. So its step is -1, so it starts at the beginning of the list. It will go to process the entire list, but it steps by -1, so it goes backwards and gets us the list in reverse. Similarly, alright, same idea. Start at the beginning of the list, go to the end of the list, and step by -2. So we get every other one, but in reverse order. So 50, step by 2, 30, step by 2, 10. Alright, so that's slicing. But what about, this says it's a mutable container. We need to be able to alter it. So I can delete items from my list just by using the delete keyword. So the third element's gone, the 40 goes away. How do I put the 40 back? Do I just say list sub 3 is equal to 40? What did I do there? So, well, no, I don't. It doesn't just go right back to where you thought the third element, or you thought it should be. We mutated the list by deleting an element, so we took the 40 out. The list is now 4 long, so the third element was the last element, and when I said it equals 40, I overwrote what used to be at that position. However, Python does kind of have an answer for that. I can say list sub 3 and 4 is equal to 40 comma 50. Oh, I guess I should print it A. That's kind of silly because, well, yeah, you don't really know what's, I don't know. Probably not a great example. What if I just said list sub 3 gets 40, 50? It just stuck another array or another list at the third element. And so as we can see when we print it out, we have a list within a list. Alright, I know this is down and dirty, tons of examples, and I'm going fast. But I have up here range function. Let me explain that real fast and we'll get, okay, let's talk about the range function. So I had mentioned previously that the for loop in Python was not like the traditional for loop that we're used to, starting at 0, testing up till for as long as I is less than 10, incrementing by 1 here. I said that it was mostly just used for iterating over a container. Well, the range function actually will return a container for us with the number of elements so that we can treat it like a C++ for loop. And so we can iterate a known number of times. So like here, the range function returned a list from 0 to 9, and as for every iteration, I was 0, 1, 2, all the way up to 10, but not including 10. So we got 0 to 9. Likewise, similar to up here, where we had start, end, and step, the range function will say for I in range, let's say 10 comma 20, print I. So this one went from, oh, well, I should have put a blank line in there, huh? So it went from 10 all the way to 20, but not including 20. So there's our start and our stop minus 1. Likewise, we can use the step as well. So let's say we start at 10, well, let's start at 0, go to 20, step by 2. And yeah, start at 0, go all the way up to 20, but not including 20, but step by 2. And there we go. There's the range function. See you in a minute.